A hiker was walking alone through a quiet stretch of the Appalachian woods. The trail was empty, silent, until suddenly he heard this. A voice, close by, whispered, "I see you." He scanned the trees, but nothing moved. No footsteps, no sign of anyone. Panicked, he ran, and since the footage was uploaded, we can assume he made it out safely. But who, or what, was out there with him that day? A hiker visited the Devil's Tree in Port St. Lucie and made a disturbing discovery.
Is there a bunch of pictures out here with people's names on them? Kevin, Erica Canty, I'm in the Devil's Tree Forest, whatever it is, I don't even fucking know. This is really weird.
Scattered near the tree were photographs of random people. Some were torn, some were lightly burned, and each one had a name written on it. The sight raised some chilling questions. Why were these photos placed here? And who put them in this forest? Was it part of a ritual or some kind of curse? In 1998, a family went hiking in the Da Keng Mountains near Taichung, a place where some locals said they had seen a girl in the area and later faced bad luck. The family recorded their trip to capture some fun memories. Soon after, one family member died and another fell ill and passed away as well. When the relatives later watched the tape, they spotted a small girl in red walking behind them. Her face looked dark, and no one remembered seeing her that day. They also noticed that one of the deceased looked different on camera, with fang-like teeth, even though his teeth were normal. The family sent the tape to a paranormal TV show. Investigators spoke to residents, monks, and experts, but no one knew who the girl was. The boy claimed he had once followed her into the forest, but then she disappeared. The story spread across Taiwan as the legend of the little girl in red and later inspired the 2015 horror film, The Tagalong. This photo was taken during a hike on January 22, 2009, at 11:10 in the morning. It shows a person walking through a quiet, snow-filled forest, but the photographer didn't realize they had captured something terrifying in the distance. Behind the trees, a figure can be seen. It was extremely tall, shaped like a human, but far too big to be a normal person. Its size and appearance made the scene hard to explain. Was this just a Slender Man-style prank, or was something truly disturbing out there with them that day? This is the last photo of Sri Makapati, taken in early December of 2019. The 52-year-old had gone to hike Mount Baldy with 3 friends. But when the trail became dangerous, the others decided to turn back. Sri, however, wanted to continue. One friend looked back and snapped this quick photo, Sri walking alone along the snowy ridge. Moments later, he disappeared into the distance. When his friends returned to their car, they immediately alerted authorities. Sri was considered an experienced hiker, but he had only packed for a day hike, not for spending the night in freezing, snowy conditions. What followed was one of the largest search efforts Mount Baldy had ever seen. 126 rescuers split into 23 teams, searched for days through dangerous terrain and severe weather. While the ground search was called off after a week, aerial crews continued scanning the mountains throughout the winter. On June 19th, 2 hikers found human remains on the northwest side of Mount Baldy, near the top of Fish Fork, about 7,800 feet in elevation. The county medical examiner confirmed they belonged to Sri Makapati. No one knew that the photo taken that morning would become the final image of him alive. A group of paranormal investigators set out to explore a lonely area in South Africa that locals claimed was haunted. They spent the night with cameras and recorders, hoping to capture something unusual. Around midnight, their search took a strange turn. They saw what looked like a young girl, but her body was faint, almost see-through. For a moment they froze, unsure if their eyes were playing tricks on them. Then they packed up their gear and left in a hurry. Was this footage real? Now, if you're enjoying my videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. Your support helps me creating new stories every week, and it means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. Reddit user Imperial Fragments was rock hounding in the Oihi Mountains when they spotted a dark figure standing on a rock formation. The shape looked upright, wearing a light-colored robe and holding something that looked like a staff. The user took one quick photo, and when they looked back, the figure was gone. It creeped them out, so they posted it to Reddit, asking others what it was. One commenter suggested it might be Hinsel, a wizard TikToker who lives in Oihi and often carries a staff. Then Hinsel himself replied in the comments, confirming it actually was him. Funny sometimes how the internet really does solve mysteries. This clip from February 1987 was shared by an Instagram account called para_noid_normal. A man was trekking through a wildlife reserve when he saw a strange shape hovering and filmed it. The figure looked human and moved above the ground. Many viewers doubt it's from the 80s and believe it's modern footage with an old-style filter. Some think it's just a cloth attached to a drone. But it's definitely an interesting clip. A group of friends was walking down a street in Denver when they heard a deep growl coming from the gutter. The sound was loud enough to make them stop and look twice, yet nothing moved inside the drain, just that rough, low noise coming from the dark opening. Denver often draws attention from people who believe something is hidden beneath the airport, and many suspect this strange sound might be connected. A woman named Amanda Eller was hiking on an ordinary Wednesday morning in May 2019 when things went wrong. She planned a short walk in the Makawao Forest Reserve in Maui, but accidentally left the main trail, following an animal path that led her deeper into the wilderness. When she didn't return, a massive search began. Around 100 volunteers searched every day, but as the days passed, hope started to fade. On day 17, Amanda was found alive. Exhausted, injured, and dehydrated, but alive. After her rescue, some people online questioned her story, suggesting it might not be true. The men who rescued her publicly denied these claims, saying her injuries and the harsh terrain clearly matched someone lost for weeks. The truth her rescuers said is simple. Amanda Eller got lost and survived against the odds. Some hikers were crossing a narrow gap between two cliffs while one of them filmed, and this happened.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Action! तपाईहरु त्यतिको काम भएर बस्नुस् है। Action. Problem छैन action.
A climber almost fell into the gorge, hanging only by their backup gear. Luckily, two climbers on the other side helped pull them up. They managed to climb back to safety. It was a close call. An elderly woman in India found a cobra near her porch. but instead of calling for help, this is how she handled it. She picked it up by the tail and dragged it across the ground, moving it away from her home. The cobra lifted its head, but couldn't strike since it had no support. Then she calmly turned back. Something tells me this wasn't her first time. When Reddit user BlueLeGit returned to their car, they found a photo of a baby on their car. On the back were 2 email addresses and a phone number. There was no note and no link to the vehicle. They didn't know the child and had no idea why it was left there. Some said it could be a mistake, others thought it might be a scam. A few believed the photo might have blown across the lot and someone placed it on the windshield thinking it belonged to the owner. It remains unclear who left the photo or why. Would you have reached out to the email or phone number? During a hike in the mountains, this person suddenly noticed a disturbing sight. It looked like the entire mountain was on fire. Fortunately, it turned out to be something completely different. The effect is known as a fire rainbow, or a circumhorizon arc. It forms when sunlight passes through ice crystals in thin cirrus clouds. The light bends and splits into colors, creating a fiery glow across the sky. It only appears under very specific conditions. The sun must be high in the sky, and the ice crystals must be perfectly aligned. A rare phenomenon, and an incredible one to witness. While hiking late at night, this man spotted a creepy sight.
Things you don't want to see looking at you at night. See the eyes? I see you. Yep.
A pair of glowing eyes were staring at him from the darkness of the forest. For a moment he froze, unsure of what was watching him. Fortunately, this time, it wasn't anything terrifying. As he got closer, he realized it was just a small group of deer standing quietly beside the trail. Before we continue, do not try this yourself. 2 girls were hiking through the mountains when one of them suggested her friend climb onto a large rock to strike a pose for social media. But what happened next was truly shocking. As she tried to pose, she slipped. There isn't much background information about the footage, but viewers believe it was filmed in China earlier this year. The outcome is unclear. Some say she walked away with only minor injuries, while others claim something far worse happened. Let's hope the first version is true, and that she made it out with only minor injuries. Reddit user Majestic Walrus 3348 shared photos from his friend's mom, who visited Homewood House in Glasgow early in the morning. The building was empty, as they were the very first visitors. They took this photo. But later, while checking the pictures, they noticed a figure. They hadn't seen it at the time and knew it wasn't a mannequin or an employee. The woman who took the picture is known to be honest. She doesn't edit photos and has no interest in paranormal things. Even the person who shared it is usually doubtful of these stories, but this one stands out. The shape looks so clear and human. It has to be a ghost. A woman named Maureen Kelly was camping with friends in 2013 at Canyon Creek Campground in Gifford-Pinchot National Forest, Washington. One night, she told her friends she was going on a spiritual quest. Then she stripped naked, leaving only a small fanny pack, and walked into the forest. Search teams found bare footprints crossing Canyon Creek and headed toward a forest road, but the trail ended there. K9 units couldn't pick up her scent any further. With temperatures dropping into the 40s, exposure was a serious risk. No body has ever been found, and the case remains unsolved. Some believe she got lost and died in the wilderness. Others wonder if she chose to disappear. Either way, her spiritual quest ended in mystery. This footage comes from someone living in Waynesboro, Tennessee. Around 2 in the morning, Kristen's security cameras picked up bright moving lights outside her home. No one inside heard anything, so the family ruled out helicopters and couldn't connect it to anything they recognized. Since they live in a quiet, remote forest, seeing any kind of lights out there is unusual. It's a mystery that still remains. Someone shared a clip showing a faint shape moving in the frame at night, filmed in a place where people supposedly report seeing cloaked figures. Even after running the footage through thermal imaging, the outline was still visible. The big question is what the figure actually is. It could be a reflection, or it could be something we don't fully understand yet. The person who recorded it said they saw it moving from a distance and decided to film it, and were surprised they managed to capture it on camera at all. A Reddit user shared a photo taken by their grandma years ago at Gettysburg Cemetery. The user thinks it's most likely just a sun flare, but admits the image is intriguing. It does look like a bald man's spirit hovering over a gravestone. Some people say the figure looks too modern, as if it's wearing a jacket and jeans. Others believe it might be wearing a uniform. Still, many agree it's probably just a lens flare. What do you think? During a hike, this person suddenly noticed something drifting across the sky. A dark cloud-like shape was moving low and fast. When the camera zooms in, the cloud appears to be attached to something solid underneath, almost like a device hidden inside the mist. Some viewers believe it could be a drone using vapor or exhaust to disguise itself. Others think it might be a natural patch of condensation, though the movement doesn't quite match that either. So what exactly did they capture that day? A group of men were driving home late at night when they suddenly came across a truly unsettling sight. From the bushes beside the road, a dark figure crawled out onto the pavement. The footage is shaky and blurry, making it almost impossible to tell who or what they encountered. Some people think it was just a person in a costume, trying to scare drivers in the dark. Others believe it might have been something completely unknown. A Reddit user shared a terrifying clip of a raven. Take a look.
Молодец. Молодец какой. Молодец. Хорошечка. Хорошечка. Молодец. Хорошечка. Сейчас очень много снимается сказок. Харуш, ты меня перебиваешь. Ты в курсе? Конечно. Конечно. Хорошечка.
The raven had apparently learned to speak Russian. The laugh at the end especially creeped people out. To many, it looked like a person trapped in a bird's body, or even something dark mimicking them. Just like parrots, ravens have highly developed vocal organs and are intelligent enough to imitate sounds they hear regularly, from words to laughter, especially if trained or exposed often. But it definitely feels more unsettling to see a raven copying people than a parrot. Imagine seeing this in the wild. Now, for all my Russian subscribers, what was it saying? A Facebook user shared a post about something unusual she captured on video. She explained that she's a psychic medium and knows not everyone can see what she sees. She had gone to the cemetery alone that night and could feel many things watching her. Only later did she realize she had actually caught one of them on camera. She said there's a full-body figure, not exactly a person, but something in the shape of one, standing in the bush with glowing yellow eyes. At first she admitted she was scared because the presence felt dark and bad, but over time, as she grew used to them, she said they became friendly, even protective. She believes they're very old, and though they may seem frightening, they're really just afraid, especially of being seen or heard. Do you believe these types of stories? While hiking in the mountains, this person noticed something strange in the sky. What looked like a human face could be seen floating. No one knows exactly where the footage was taken. The man who posted it insists it's real, but refuses to share more, fearing the government might track him down. Some viewers believe him, others think it's all fake. Whatever the truth is, remains a mystery. A trail camera deep in the Missouri woods captured a strange image. It showed a hazy, floating shape hovering just above the ground. No one could say for sure what it was. Some believe it was nothing more than a moth caught in motion, but others think there's more to it. The camera had been placed on a small rock burial mound, a place already known for eerie stories. To this day, the image leaves people wondering. Around 10 p.m, after the Battlefield Ghost bus ride, a woman and her niece stopped near Cemetery Ridge to take a few pictures. The place was quiet, covered in mist, and the air felt heavy. They took photos just seconds apart. Her niece's picture showed nothing unusual, but hers captured a strange figure. A lone man, standing or walking on the ridge. No one else was there that night. They were certain they were completely alone. The figure appeared only in the photo, as if a forgotten soldier was still wandering the old battlefield. A family had set up a security camera facing the street outside their home. One night, the camera recorded something strange. It showed a small creature moving across the road. But as it passed beneath a streetlight, the figure suddenly rose upright, taking the shape of a person. Some believe it could be a nahual, a shapeshifter from Mexican folklore said to transform into animals for magic or mischief. This person was wandering outside when he noticed lightning and started recording. But then, something strange appeared. A disc-shaped object seemed to emerge from the clouds. No one knew what it really was. Some said it was just the clouds playing tricks. Others were convinced it was something else. Something not from this world. A hiker was out with a group at an unknown location when he captured this video. It almost looks like some sort of creature trying to get out, but it's actually a small mud pool, pushing trapped gas from below the ground, which makes it appear alive. Places like this can be dangerous. The gas may be strong and the ground around it unstable. Still, the strange movement is hard to ignore. A man was hiking in 2018 when he filmed a strange creature moving through the woods. It crawled on all fours and had no hair, which made it look unfamiliar. A similar photo appeared online in 2019, and people started linking it to mythical creatures like the skunk ape. The truth was far simpler though. It was a black bear with severe hair loss. Bears can lose all their fur because of mange or other skin conditions. Without fur, they get weak, lose body heat, and often don't survive long in the wild. But I can imagine the confusion when you come across something like that. And that's not all. For more encounters, watch this next video.